Hello people in that house are doing. You probably have heard the Taoiseach speak. I might as well admit to the people, it looks very, very grim in this country. The case is only going to rise. We haven't got enough emergency beds in this country to deal with. The demand. And, I'm very sorry to say it will probably go up. And I do have to admit that it will go up. And I have to admit to myself it will go up. It's not over. The worst is not over. It's going to continue to rise and to grow. And that's why these measures are necessary. And the next measures I'll talk about here, as the Taoiseach said, are very, very necessary. And I'm saying to people, please listen, because this is the last line we can do. We can't do anything else. The last possible thing we have to do, is put martial law or anything like that. That's the last thing. This is the last thing before that. And I'm saying to people, this is in our hands, it's in the people of Ireland's hands. So it's up to people to listen. So you can go for walks, you can go for social, for small bits, small walks outside your house, in a range of 2 kilometres. That's all you can go. You can't go any further for your walk. You can only go 2 kilometres, which is alright still. But I'm just saying to people, there's no need to take 100 people with you. Just go on your own for a little quiet walk. I know it's hard in some places in cities and places like that. Try and go outside, your local town or your local village. Try and go around the countryside, because there's plenty of places in the Irish countryside. From your house, and that's from your house. You can only go 2 kilometres from your house, and you can. And I'm saying to people, don't go to any, your friend's house or any of neighbours' houses or anything. Like, obviously go and check on them, or better again, ring them up, or use your phone or whatever. But if you don't need to go, if it's not necessary, say it's just to go and see them, and it's alright if it's an older person, so like that, talk to them through the window. Obviously, talk to them. Don't go into their house. But say you're going to visit just somebody just to see what's the crack in the young person, right? Don't do that, and don't go unless it's completely necessary to go. And only for your business. Obviously, if you work in any company that's working now, you can obviously go out for walk, and obviously if you're going for shopping, groceries, things like that. And obviously these have been signed in by the president as under the public under the public. Act. I can't think of the act now, but it's under the First Amendment. It's been signed in under the First Amendment. So I'm saying to people, please abide by these rules. Don't know, the guards probably will stop and check. There probably will be a stage in this country where you have to get a card. And we have to say where you go. But it seems, for the moment in time, the guards will stop probably people and will ask you where you're going, obviously. So I'm just saying to people, don't be smart. Don't be smart thinking that you can go here and there and everywhere when you don't need to go. Just go to your central places and go home. It's as simple as that. We need to curb the spread. Unfortunately, today a health worker has died from the coronavirus in this country, and we need to protect them too. We need to protect them. The woman in question had a family, very young woman. So we have to try and protect them along with protect ourselves and protect our fellow community, people in our fellow communities. So we do have to do whatever we can. And if that's to limit, everything to the possible limit. Like, for me, I'm not really going anywhere. I'm not going to anybody's houses. I'm ringing them on the phone and seeing how they're doing, or even texting them just to see how they're doing. I don't go really to people's houses. Now, I can stop that altogether. Obviously keep social distance and everything. All them measures still apply. But I don't go to places. I only went to the shop a few times, but that's because I really had to go. But I don't go unless unless it's extremely necessary. But I'm saying to people, please go by these measures. These are very extreme. And also there has been more money put in for people who are in the wetting scheme. Rents have been frozen, so nobody in term you're entitled now. And no landlord could put up anybody's rent, no matter if it's state or private houses. No landlord, say your rent's €35 a month and your landlord says I'm going to put up to 45. He can't do that. And you can claim, different subsidies of the state and different things like that. There's loads of money being put down by the government. It has been signed by the one here and Michael D Higgins, President Higgins. I'm saying to people, please fight by this. We have to protect people. Obviously we will enforce it. We have to enforce it. And I'm saying to people, please just listen. It's in our hands. This could go out of control very, very quickly. We've seen, 300 cases a day. That could go up to 400. Could go up to 600. Could go up to 1,000 a day. This country can't cope. If we get over 1,000 in one day, this country will the health service in this country will collapse. There's not enough ICU beds in any hospital in Ireland. There's only, and the moment in time, out of the 1,000 cases, there's 71 in emergency in ICU. Obviously they're in very critical condition in ICU. And that's put huge strain on people that's, then other people that might need them too. And we don't have the capacity. We really don't have the capacity. At most, we could get 700, as the HSC said. That's the most we can get. We can't get any bigger. And, it's just a laugh, really. And the thing I was saying when the Taoiseach was speaking, the most biggest laugh about this, the Chief Medical Officer and the Taoiseach, the time before we came to Ireland, they were asked about putting checks at the airports and the ports. And they said, why would we waste the money on that? It's not going to be that bad. Well, they should have done that in the first place. We would have helped a lot. It would have saved a lot of lives. And there is a lot of questions that still need to be answered. But there's plenty of time after this is all done to be answered. But I'm begging people, and I'm saying to people, don't make us enforce this. The guards will get the authority to enforce. And obviously, in this local community, I'm very sure everybody else has listened to everything. We haven't had one case of person in this community, my community here. Everybody has abided by every word we said out. Everything we said, they've listened. Extremely good. We haven't even said one thing to anybody about social distance or anything like that, because everybody's followed it early. And I say to people, please do that again in Buttersbridge. Don't go 2 kilometres. I know so many people like walking in Buttersbridge, and including myself. I had to give up my, even walks. I had to give up them. I missed them, obviously. But it is something that has to be done. But I'm saying to people, please avoid the main sector of Buttersbridge, and go out to the countryside, out towards that way, out by Lochouto, out by Anna Lake. Please, go out there. There's loads of places. There's loads of side roads. There's loads of places to walk there. Please don't crowd up the village. More or less what I'm trying to say. That's the only thing I say really. Because everything else is being followed. The only time I see people going out is going for a walk, and nobody's calling to neighbours' houses unless they're older people, which is understandable. And obviously talking to them through the window, giving them groceries through the window, which is very, very kind of them. We really appreciate that. But I'm just saying to people, don't go. One case that did come to mind actually from this is outside Bullis, which is actually in Belturbet. The guards actually stopped somebody and said to them, "Where were you going?" Just curious, being curious, the guards. And this is probably what's going to happen. And they were asked to explain themselves, in other words. And they said, I'm just going to the neighbour for a chat. And he wasn't old, he was, a youngish man. And the guard was like, why would you go to your neighbour for a chat? Could you not ring him on the phone? Could you not send him a text? That's the thing the guards would say to you. And, the guards told him to go home. That's more or less what they said to him. But that's the way it's going to be. I know it's a bit funny, having the guards say, just go home. Please, abide by these rules. That's why we have phones. We're blessed to have phones. If this was years ago, you would understand. But please use your phones. Please use your head. Use your technology that you have. So take care and be safe and listen to these regulations, and we all get through this together. Thank you.